Hello and welcome. We are on page number 30. In the previous class, we have understood and we have referred the statutory provisions as contained in section 10 of CGST Act. In that section 10, we have gone through various subsections, various provisions, various explanations that have been contained in section 10 of the CGST Act. Now what we will do is we will try to understand as to what are the implications and meanings of various subsections that have been contained in section 10, as well as various provisions, as well as various explanations that have been included in section 10 of CGST Act. Now let us understand as to what is the overview of this scheme. In the preceding class, we understood that there are two categories of composition schemes. One is basically the suppliers for suppliers of goods. Another one is with regard to the suppliers of services. Now, this composition levy is an alternative method of levy of tax. This composition levy is designed for small taxpayers. How do you determine as to whether a taxpayer is small or not? Depending upon his turnover. If the turnover of the taxpayer is up to a limit, then he will be considered as a small taxpayer. To him, the composition levy will be applicable. Now, the main objective of the composition scheme is to bring simplicity, to reduce the compliance cost for the small taxpayers. The composition scheme is applicable for suppliers of goods and suppliers of restaurant service. But this composition scheme is applicable to even for supply of service up to a specified marginal value in respect of those persons who are opting for the composition levy. For instance, there is a person, small taxpayer, who is supplying goods. It may so happen that he also supply a small portion of service. So small portion in relation to the aggregate turnover of that person in the state during a previous year. Let us say his turnover is 45 lakhs, out of which 2 lakhs relates to supply of service. Just because he is supplying 2 lakhs of rupees of service, it is not proper and just to deny him with the composition scheme. So certain provisions are incorporated wherein the supplier of goods, if he is providing a small portion of a service, he will be eligible for composition scheme. Now, small taxpayer in the sense, in the preceding year, financial year, his turnover, aggregate turnover shall be up to 1.5 crores. In the Act, it is stated that 50 lakhs is the turnover threshold limit, but it has a provision wherein it is stated that the government can increase this limit up to 1.5 crore by way of a notification, issuing a notification on the recommendation of the GST Council. Now, the composition, a taxpayer who opts for composition levy, he need not classify his goods or service, because the rate for the supply of goods and services made by him during the financial year will be the same. So the rate of tax will not change depending upon the category of service that or category of goods that have been supplied by that taxpayer. Now this taxpayer who has opted for composition scheme, and who is eligible for this composition scheme, he should not and need not issue tax invoice. He has to invoice something called as a bill of supply. Now this bill of supply, what do you mean by bill of supply? What do you mean by tax invoice? We will be learning at a in the later chapters. Now also, this person, taxpayer who has opted for composition scheme, should not collect a tax from the recipient. Now, a person who has opted for the composition scheme, now instead of paying the tax for each and every invoice that has been issued by him, what he can do is he has to pay the percentage of tax on all the supplies made by him on a quarterly basis. So he need not compute the tax for each and every invoice, that is bill of supply, issued by him. On a quarterly basis, he can take the aggregate turnover. On that aggregate turnover, he can apply the uniform rate and pay that tax, and he will file the quarterly return. Apart from the quarterly return, a composition supplier or a composition taxpayer should also file an annual return. Now, if there is a person who is supplying goods through e-commerce operator, he is not eligible for the composition scheme. The provisions relating to the composition scheme are given in section 10 of the CGST Act, and the rules relating to the composition taxpayers are contained in chapter 2 of the CGST rules 2017. The provisions of the composition taxpayer as contained in section 10 as well as contained in the rules of the CGST Act, CGST rules, we will be discussing in the subsequent paragraphs. Now, what is the turnover limit for composition scheme as provided in section 10 subsection 1? Section 10 subsection 1 of the CGST Act states that the threshold limit for opting for, or the threshold limit of aggregate turnover of the taxpayer who wants to opt for composition levy is 50 lakhs. But there is a provision to the section 10 subsection 1 wherein it is stated that the government has the power to increase the limit of 50 lakhs, but the maximum threshold limit can't exceed 1.5 crore. However, a notification has to be issued in this regard, and this notification can be given only on the recommendation of the GST Council. Now, assuming power from this provision to section 10 subsection 1, the government issued a notification by increasing the threshold limit of 50 lakhs up to 1 crore 50 lakhs. However, in respect of certain 8 categories of special categories of states, the threshold limit is only 75 lakhs. So if you are a taxpayer registered in the 8 special category states, for you the threshold limit to opt for a composition scheme is only 75 lakhs. But if you are registered in any other state other than the 8 special category of states, your threshold limit for opting composition levy is 1.5 crores. Now, what are the 8 special category states? Arunachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim and Tripura. If you are a taxpayer registered in any of these states, then your threshold limit is only 75 lakhs. If you are a taxpayer registered in any of these states or union territories other than these special category states, your threshold limit will be 1.5 crores. Now, this threshold limit of 1.5 crores or the 75 lakhs as the case may be, this aggregate turnover is to be considered in respect of the preceding financial year. If in the preceding financial year your aggregate turnover is up to 1.5 crore, in this year you are eligible to opt for composition levy. Let's take an example. A dealer has offices in Maharashtra and Goa. he makes intrastate supply of goods from both these offices. Now, to determine whether Prithviraj is eligible for composition scheme, you have to take the turnover of both the places. You have to take the turnover of the both the places. Now, Maharashtra is a state, Goa is another state. Okay. Now, this threshold limit of 1.5 crore you have to take in respect of the all the establishments or all the registrations under the same PAN. And also, if you are having more than one places of business and you have separate registrations or you do not have separate registrations, then what you have to do is you have to obtain the or you have to adopt composition scheme for all prices under the same PAN. Now, this 1.5 crore limit, threshold limit, is with respect to the aggregate turnover in the state or union territory. Now, aggregate turnover in the state or union territory has a definition. The turnover in state or turnover in union territory has a definition. What does it mean? Aggregate value of all taxable supplies. Aggregate value of all taxable supplies. Now here look. Aggregate value of all taxable supplies. Point number 1. Point number 2. Point number 2 is other than value of inward supplies on which tax is payable by a person on reverse charge basis. So you should not take the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable on reverse charge. Let us say you are paying freight. You are paying freight. Now you are a registered person. The supplier of a service is GTA and you are the recipient. Now you are liable to pay the GST as per section 9 subsection 3 wide notification. Now that amount of freight which you have paid should not be included in the value of the or it should not be included in the aggregate turnover, that you should understand. And also, exempt supplies made within a state or union territory, export of goods or services are both, and interstate supply of goods or services are both. So what are all the other inclusions? The other inclusions include exempt supply, exports and interstate supplies of the person having the same PAN. Maybe you may be having a place of business in Andhra Pradesh, you may be having a place of business in Telangana. So, for purpose of calculation of the aggregate turnover, you have to include this plus this also and check if it is less than or equal to 1.5 crore. Now, if it is less than or equal to 1.5 crore, you have to opt for composition scheme in AP as well as you have to opt for composition scheme in Telangana. That you should understand. And also, the turnover does not include or it excludes central tax, state tax, UT/GST Act and integrated tax and cess. So the tax portion will not be included in the aggregate turnover. So for the purpose of determining the threshold limit of 1.5 crore, you have to include certain items, you have to exclude certain items, and that is the definition as given in turnover in a state or turnover in a union territory. Means it is the aggregate turnover. Now coming to the next point, rate of tax under the composition levy. Now you already know, now the current threshold limit is 1.5 crore or 75 lakhs as the case may be. Now he has to pay the tax at the prescribed rate. Now under section 10, the prescribed rate is 1% for manufacturers other than certain notified goods, 2.5 percentage for hotel services, and that is for schedule 2 para 6, schedule T para 6, in that you have point number B or something like that, wherein you have a reference to the supply of food and drink at a hotel. For them 2.5 percentage, and for any other persons other than manufacturers and hotel industry it is a half percent. So total it will be 2%, 5%, 1%. Now that is the maximum rates prescribed. Now that is the maximum rates of composition schemes that will be prescribed. But currently the rates are, except for hotel fellows, restaurant services. For restaurant services it is 5%, means 2.5% is CGST, 2.5% SGST or UTGST, right? For any other people it is only half percent CGST and half percent SGST. It is half percent CGST and half percent SGST is the rate. Now in the manufacturing certain goods are excluded. Now what are those goods that have been excluded? The goods that have been excluded are notified by a notification number 14 of 2019, wherein the excluded goods are, means if you are a manufacturer of ice cream, if you are a manufacturer of edible ice, whether or not containing Coca-Cola, you are a manufacturer of pan masala, you are a manufacturer of goods relating to tobacco and tobacco substitute. Now if you are a manufacturer of any of these items, for you the composition scheme is not at all applicable. So the manufacturer of these categories of goods, we will repeat: ice cream, edible ice, whether or not contain Coca-Cola, pan masala, and all products relating to tobacco and manufactured tobacco substitutes. For these, the composition levy is not applicable, though the remaining all other conditions have been satisfied. Right? Moving forward, we have the intimation of opting for composition levy given under rule number 3 and rule number 4. Now, what the person, let us say you want to opt for registration scheme. Here there are two scenarios. Here there are two scenarios. Scenario 1, there are two scenarios. What are the two scenarios? The first scenario is till now, just a minute. Right. Till now, this person is not registered. Is not registered. The second scenario is already registered. Already registered, and he is in regular scheme. He is in regular scheme, and now he wants to go into the composition scheme. So what this fellow has to do and what this fellow has to do, now it is being provided in rule number 3 and rule number 4. So if any person is not registered, and if he is going to register himself now, he can pay tax under the composition levy. The option has to be given in part B of the registration form. So at the time of registration, you have to fill GST REG 1. In that, in part B, you have to opt for composition scheme. Now, this filling up of the registration form, opting for composition scheme will be considered as an intimation of payment of tax under the composition levy. Now, such intimation shall be considered only after the grant of registration to the applicant, and the option to pay tax under composition scheme shall be effective from the date from which the registration is effective. So you are registering for the first time in this year. Okay. Then while filing the registration form itself under registration GST REG 1, in part B you have to opt for composition scheme. It is deemed as an intimation for opting composition scheme. From which date the composition scheme will be applicable to you in your case? It will be applicable to you from the date on which the registration becomes effective. Now come to the second scenario, wherein the person is already registered. Now he want to go into the composition scheme. Then he has to file an intimation, and that too in the prescribed form in the GST portal. Now this intimation should be filed prior to the commencement of the financial year. Now suppose already you are doing the business during 1920, and you are a regular taxpayer. You are a regular taxpayer. You are a regular taxpayer. Now for a financial year, and during this period your turnover is less than or equal to 1.5 crore. Now during 2020-2021 you want to opt for composition scheme. So this year begins from 1/4/2020. Now what you have to do is you have to apply or intimate, you have to intimate, you have to intimate, I will give the spelling once again, intimate, you have to intimate. Now let me select the eraser and rub this, and again select the pen. You have to intimate prior to 1/4/2020, and your composition scheme starts on 1/4/2020. Your composition scheme starts on 1/4/2020. Right? Also, if you are a regular taxpayer, and now if you want to opt for composition scheme, you should also file a statement in a prescribed form with regard to the input tax credit as provided in Rule 44 sub Rule 4, that too within 60 days from the commencement of the financial year. So the financial year starts on 1/4/2020 in our case. Now from here 60 days, within 60 days you have to intimate with regard to the ITC. Now suppose you have more than one place of business in the same state, right? And if you, and the registration is also same, PAN number is also same. If you intimate for one place of business, it is deemed that for other places of business also you have intimated. So if you intimate in respect of one place of business, now it will be deemed that intimation in respect of all other places was also been made, and that all other places businesses PAN number is same. Now in the second scenario, from which date the composition levy will be applicable? It will be applicable from the first day of the April, or the first day of the beginning of the financial year. Now, moving forward, now if you are applying for registration, you can opt for composition scheme at any time during the year, but your composition scheme will start from the date on which your registration becomes effective. If you are already a registered taxpayer, you have to opt for composition scheme before the commencement of the financial year, and your composition scheme will start from the beginning of the financial year, that is from 1st April. Now, there are certain conditions and restrictions for composition levy. Now, if you want to opt for, if any taxpayer want to opt for composition taxpayer, he should not be a casual taxable person. He should not be a non-resident taxable person. So, if he happens to be a casual taxable person or a non-resident taxable person, for them the composition scheme is not at all applicable. Now, the goods, the day on which you are opting for composition scheme, the goods which are held in the stock should have been purchased from an unregistered, should have not been purchased from an unregistered supplier. And if you have purchased from the unregistered supplier, you have to pay reverse charge under section 9 subsection 4. Now, actually, this provision will be applicable only in respect of builders or promoters who opt for composition scheme. It is applicable to builders or promoters who opt for composition scheme, and he is required to pay reverse charge in if the procurements are not at least 80% is for cement. You have to pay reverse charge at 28% on capital good. This we have referred to in the reverse charge notification. So this provision is applicable to only that person who opts for this builder or promoter who opts for composition scheme, and he shall pay tax under section 9(3) or 9(4) on reverse charge. Now this 9(4) is only applicable in the this builder or promoter case. In other cases it is not applicable. So every composition taxable person is liable to pay 9(3) reverse charge. Definitely he has to pay, but he won't get input tax credit. Now that fellow should not be manufacturing these notified goods that we have already dealt with. Now, the on bill of supply he has to mention that composition taxable person not eligible to collect tax on supplies. The person opting for composition scheme cannot issue tax invoice. What he can issue? He can issue bill of supply. On that bill of supply, the prominently it has to be written that he is a composition taxable person and he is not eligible to collect a tax on supplies. Also, on the name boards, he has to mention that he is a composition taxable person, and that has to be displayed at a prominent place, that is a principal place and every additional place. That is principal place as well as every additional place, he has to prominently display that board, and it should be written that this fellow is a composition taxable person. On the name boards, these words have to be written. On the bill of supply, these words, composition taxable person not eligible to collect tax on supplies, has to be displayed or written. Now, section 10 subsection 2 states that some people are not eligible for composition scheme. Who are they? Supplier of service is not eligible for composition scheme 1. We already understood in the previous class that we have two categories of composition schemes. Now we are discussing about the first category of composition scheme, right? Now here we have a provision we have a provision stating that if you provide small quantum of service, that is a 10 percentage of the aggregate turnover or 5 lakhs, whichever is high, to that extent you can provide service. But for that, if you are providing service other than hotel service, you are not eligible for the composition scheme. Now, you should not be supplying any goods that are not leviable to tax. You should not be supplying any goods which are not leviable to GST. Next, you should not be a supplier of interstate supply, outward supply of goods. Service you can do. Service you can make interstate supply. But as far as goods are concerned, you should not be making interstate supply of goods. However, you can procure interstate. There can be inward supply of goods or service. They can't be outward supply of goods, but there can be outward supply of service. Now, if you are supplying through e-commerce operator, you are not eligible. And if you are a manufacturer of goods of ice cream, pan masala and tobacco, you are not eligible to opt for the composition scheme. Now this point we have already discussed. Inward supplies, there can be goods service. Outward supply, there can't be goods. Outward supply, there can be services. Now coming to the next point. Now the supply of service other than restaurant service. We already understood generally the composition scheme is applicable for the supplier of goods and supplier of hotel service. But it may so happen that the supplier of goods may at times provide a small portion of service also. The supplier of restaurant service may provide a small portion of other service also. A small portion of other service also. Now we are discussing about that point, right? Or the supplier of hotel service may provide a small portion, or what he is saying is the kind respect of goods and only restaurant services. So manufacturer or traders may be engaged in supply of service other than restaurant service, though the percentage of supply is very small as compared to the supply of goods. So there may also be a case where restaurant service provider is also engaged in supply of a small percentage of other services. So what here it has been said that a manufacturer or a trader may be supplying a small portion of service other than restaurant service. The restaurant service provider may be providing a small portion of supply of any other service other than the restaurant service. So what is the percentage? So if a supplier of goods supplies a service, a small portion of service, making even him ineligible for a composition scheme is not just and proper. So they have specified the extent to which the supplier of goods or a manufacturer can provide service, but still they can go for the composition levy. The limits specified are 10 percentage of the turnover in the state or union territory in the preceding financial year, or 5 lakhs, whichever is higher. Whichever is higher is the quantum of supply of a service. So What is the amount that has been prescribed? 10 percentage of the aggregate turnover in the state or union territory. We already defined what do you mean by 10 percentage of turnover in what do you mean by turnover in state or union territory. On that 10% or 5 lakhs which are in month, and that too you have to take it of the previous preceding year's turnover has to be taken. Okay, so if you are a person who is up to 50 lakhs, then 10 percentage of 50 lakhs is 5 lakh, and 5 lakh whichever is high you get 5 lakh. Now if you are a person having a threshold turnover, aggregate turnover of more than 50 lakhs but up to 1.5 lakh, then the limit up to which you can go for this service is 10 percentage of your turnover. So if your turnover is in the preceding year is 60 lakhs, 10% is 6 lakhs, and 5 lakhs, 10 percentage is 10 percentage of 60 lakhs is 6 lakhs or 5 lakh whichever is high. So up to 6 lakhs you can provide service, but still you can avail the composition levy. So in this example, the turnover of the preceding financial year is 60 lakhs. Now you have to determine the extent to which he can supply service other than restaurant supply, but still he can be eligible for composition levy. So 10 percentage of 60 lakhs is 6 lakhs or 5 lakhs whichever is high. Now here it is 6 lakhs. So he can supply service up to 6 lakhs in the current year, and but still he is eligible in the preceding year. In the preceding year he might have supplied service even up to the extent of 6 lakhs of his aggregate turnover in the state, but still he will be eligible for the composition scheme in the current financial year. Now with regard to interest or discount received, interest or discount received in respect of deposits, loans or advances. Now it may so happen that there is a businessman, he has some surplus funds. Now these surplus funds might have been parked in a bank on which he will be receiving interest, Now giving deposits or loans or advance is also a supply, on which you receive interest or discount. It is the consideration. Okay, now that is exempt supply. But while calculating the aggregate turnover in the state, the interest income should also be included in your aggregate turnover. Suppose you have got ancestral property of 10 crores. You have deposited in a bank, State Bank of India, and you are getting 75 lakhs of interest every year. You have a small shop. Your turnover is, let us say, 50. Your turnover is, let us say, 90 lakhs. Now, if you are receiving interest of 75 lakhs from the bank, your shop turnover is only 90 lakhs. For purpose of calculating the aggregate turnover, what you have to take? You have to take the turnover of your shop plus also the exempt supply. Now, how much is the current turnover? It is becoming 1.65 crores. Now, you want to be eligible for composition scheme. So here what it has been provided is this 75 lakhs of rupees will not be considered in your aggregate turnover in two cases. What are the two cases? Those two cases are for determining the eligibility of a composition scheme, the other services. What is the other services? 10 percentage of turnover in the preceding year or 5 lakhs. In this, you won't be considering the turnover of interest or discount because of lending of deposit, giving deposit or giving loan or advance. For calculating this limit, you won't take into consideration. Also, for calculating the aggregate turnover in order to determine the eligibility for composition scheme. In this case also, you will not be considering this 75 lakhs in our example, that is interest from bank. So, for threshold limits of calculating the eligibility to opt for composition scheme, as well as the threshold limit for marginal supply of service. In both the threshold limits, you won't be taking into account the exempted supply of this loan or advance or a deposit, the consideration for which is received by way of interest or discount. Next, moving forward, validity of composition levy. Validity of composition levy. Withdrawal from the composition scheme by taxpayer who satisfies to who ceases to satisfy any of the prescribed conditions. You satisfy all the conditions, so you went into the composition scheme. After going into the composition scheme, you are paying the composition tax every quarter. But on one fine morning, what happened is you have contravened any of the conditions prescribed for composition scheme. From that date onwards, you will be out of the composition levy. You will be out of the composition levy. So what are the conditions prescribed? The turnover limit should not exceed 75 lakhs or 1.5 crores as the case may be. 75 lakhs for the 8 special category of states. For rest of the country, it is 1.5 crore. Now let us suppose during the financial year 2018-19, your turnover is only 60 lakhs. So for financial year 2019-20, you opted for composition scheme and you paid tax under composition scheme. Under composition scheme. Okay. Now during the financial year 2021, also you continued composition scheme. But what happened is on 24th of August 2020, your turnover crossed 1.5 crore. The moment it crosses 1.5 crore, you will be out of composition scheme. No composition scheme from this date. Okay. Now, so if that person is out of the composition scheme, automatically he will be taken into the regular scheme and he has to pay tax as per 9 subsection 1. From that date on which the turnover is crossing 1.5 crore, he has to issue tax invoice. He has to issue tax invoice for every taxable supply. And he has to intimate the fact that he has crossed the threshold limit within 7 days from the occurrence of such event. The moment you cross the threshold limit, you have to give the intimation. That too within how many days? Within 7 days. Now, what is the date on which you are coming out of the composition scheme. The date, effective date will be the date indicated in the intimation, but that date cannot be prior to the commencement of the financial year. Now here what happened? During the financial year 2020, I crossed the 1.5 crore on 24. So from here, within 7 days, I have to give the intimation. Now in that intimation, I have to file the intimation online on the GST common portal. Now in that I have to write a date from which I am going into 9 subsection 1 regular tax. Now here what I should write, the date is 24/8/2020. Now here I can't write that the date is 1st of March 2020, because this financial year started from 1/4/2020 and it will run up to 31/3/2020. So here in the intimation which I am filing, I can't mention a date which is prior to 1/4/2020. Okay. Now here is a case. This is a case where the person is out of the composition scheme because he has contravened the condition, or he has maybe he has crossed the threshold limit. But there may be a condition where the person is coming out voluntarily. So voluntarily he is coming out. Now why is he coming out voluntarily? No, it depends upon a lot of factors. He is coming out. Now this fellow who wants to come out from the composition scheme should make an intimation and application in the prescribed form. Now what is the effective date? The effective date will be the date he has intimated in the application, but that can't be before 1st of April. Before 1st of April it can't be. Only from 1st of April he can withdraw. Now, sometimes what will happen is a composition taxpayer is paying tax under the composition scheme, thinking that he has complied with all the conditions that have been prescribed under section 10 as well as chapter 2 composition rules of the CGST rules. But however, the tax authority has found out that this fellow is not at all eligible for the composition scheme, either from the beginning or maybe after the beginning, after passing of certain time on a particular date, he has contravened the one of the provision, and from that date he is not eligible for composition scheme. Now who has found out that? That has been found out by the tax authority. Then what will happen? So if the tax authority has reason to believe that the person is not eligible for composition scheme or contravened the CGST Act, now what will happen? He will give a show cause notice. Now once this show cause notice is given, then he will pass an order. Now once the show cause notice is given, what will happen? The taxpayer will reply. Now with this reply of the taxpayer, the tax authority may be satisfied. If the tax authority is satisfied with the reply, then he will drop the proceedings. Nothing will happen. But if the tax authority is not satisfied with the reply, then what will happen? The authority will pass an order. Authority will pass an order denying the option to pay tax from the date of the option or from the date of the event occurring such contravention. So This tax authority is of the opinion that this fellow is not at all eligible for composition scheme from the date on which he has opted for the composition scheme. So from that date itself he is not eligible. He may pass an order like that. Or sometimes what will happen at the time of from the time of opting the composition scheme, this fellow is eligible, but after some 6 or 7 months, what happened is he one of the ineligibility condition has struck him. Now the tax officer will pass an order that from the date on which the contravention has been made, from that date this fellow is not eligible for composition scheme. In such a manner he can pass the order. Now what will happen if the option for composition scheme is denied by tax authority? Now what will be the effective date? Shall be from a date including retrospective date. So the order can be in such a fashion that it need not be from that is you are ineligible from today. It need not be like that. It can even be a retrospective date. That date can be the date from which this fellow has opted for composition scheme, or maybe after opting the composition scheme, uh, on a date he has made the contravention. From that date he can deny the option, but that effective date of withdrawal of composition scheme cannot be a date which is prior to the date of contravention. So let us say this fellow opted for composition scheme on 1st of July 2017. Now the assessing officer, based upon the information available and based upon the inquiries and replies received from the taxpayer, now is of the or has come to a conclusion that this fellow contravened the provisions of the composition scheme as on 1st of August 2019. So the denial of composition scheme can be from this date. The denial of the composition scheme can be from this date. But it can't be a date which is prior to the 1st of August 2019. That has to be understood carefully. Now, where the denial of composition scheme has been made, then this fellow should furnish a statement in the common portal giving the details of inputs and inputs contained in the semi-finished or finished goods held as stock in trade on the date on which the option is withdrawn, and that to do within a period of 30 days from the date on which the option is withdrawn, or from the date of the order denying the composition scheme. Okay. Let's refer to an example. A person is availing composition scheme during the financial year and crosses 1.5 crore on 9th of December. So from 9th of December, this fellow is out of the composition scheme, no doubt in it. Now, composition scheme has to be adopted uniformly for all registered persons having the same PAN. You have more than one registration, either in this state or in another state. If you want to opt for composition scheme for one registration, automatically you have to opt for composition scheme for all other registrations having the same PAN number. Even if you are not opting for the composition scheme in respect of one registration, then all other registrations under the same PAN will also become ineligible for composition scheme. That has been given in the proviso to section 10 subsection 2. Let us suppose a dealer Champaklal is having two offices in Delhi. He is having two offices in Delhi itself. So in Delhi he has office number 1 and office number 2. Okay. Now if this Champaklal opts for composition scheme, both the officers should be under the composition scheme, right? And he should comply with the conditions as prescribed for composition scheme, be it the conditions prescribed under section 10 or be it the conditions prescribed under chapter 2 of the CGST rules regarding to the composition levy. The composition person cannot collect tax. This fellow cannot collect the tax. Okay. And also he can't issue tax invoice. He can issue only bill of supply. Okay. Composition scheme person cannot enter the ITC chain. So this fellow can't take the input ITC, input tax credit on input goods or input services. Now what will happen if a person, if a taxpayer, though he is not eligible for composition scheme, has opted for composition scheme, then what will happen is, apart from payment of a regular tax for all those years, in all those days or all those months in which he has wrongly availed the composition scheme, apart from the regular tax to be paid along with interest, he may also have to pay penalty as per section 73 or section 74 of the CGST Act. Now, what we will do is, uh, from this illustration onwards in this chapter, we will deal it in the next class. Okay.